It's the SavaniSis again. In today's video, we're going to talk about how you can reset yourself.
And this means going from feeling like this to this.
See you in a few.
So what do we mean by resetting yourself? Well, have you gone through a stage in your life where you're just fed up of all the negative thoughts and feelings that you're experiencing? Something happened in your life and you are thinking about it and thinking and thinking and thinking and feeling and feeling and feeling a certain way, and it doesn't feel good.
No.
Well, reset happens when you say, that's it.
I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
That's it. You're sick and tired of being
Sick and tired.
sick and tired. And that happens sometimes. You're just done with feeling the way you're feeling. You're fed up of it. And when that happens, it's like your rock bottom of feelings and thoughts.
Yeah.
You think, that's it. I'm done. I'm fed up. I no longer want to feel this way. I'm going to make a decision to feel better. That must have happened to you, maybe. It's happened to me, that's for sure. It's happened to you
It's
as
happened
well.
to me as well.
So sometimes when bad things happen, we just want to stay there for a little while. You know, we want to think about it. We want to feel it. We
Dwell
want
in
to just
it.
dwell in it. You might come to a point that you realize that, how is this benefiting me in any way? I'm just feeling rotten and nothing's getting solved. There's no solution. All I'm doing is thinking the same thoughts in a circle, in a vicious circle, feeling bad about it, then thinking it, and then feeling bad about it.
Thinking and feeling cycle. You're trapped in that thinking, feeling cycle.
Yeah. Just for a moment, you might observe your thoughts and you might think, hang on a minute, this is not helping me. I'm done with this. I am done with feeling and thinking in this way. And this happens when you can actually zoom out of your thoughts and feelings. Zooming out means that you step back. It's almost like you step back from yourself and you become the observer of your thoughts and feelings.
So you're detached from your thoughts and feelings. You no longer identify with your thoughts and feelings.
You
You're
no
no longer
longer-
immersed in it. You
You
see.
no longer own it. It's no longer yours. Your thoughts aren't yours anymore. It's just this physical body in this brain that's thinking and feeling these thoughts, because feelings are sensations in your body and the thoughts are coming from your brain and your neurons that are firing and wiring together. And so you can look at it that way, that these thoughts, I don't have to own them. Yeah, I'm having these thoughts, but they don't have to be me.
And remember, it's not who you really are. You are pure positive vibration. You are limitless beings. You are your soul.
So when I mean by observer, think about it this way, that you're watching a movie on a screen. And in the movie, there's disaster going on. There's war, there's bloodshed, there's tragedy. But you're just observing it. You're not in it. If you were in it, you would be crying your eyes out. Your heart would be ripped open. You'd be like feeling the worst kind of feeling ever. But because you're just observing something that's on a screen, there is a level of detachment from it. You may feel some of the emotions in the movie. You know, some movies make you cry, but it's not as intense as if you were that person suffering from it, right? So you're the observer and you've got a level of detachment. It's the same thing with your thoughts and feelings. If you can zoom out and observe yourself and just think, okay, I'm just the observer. These things aren't mine. I'm watching a film, a movie. What you might find is, first of all, you might find that, hang on a minute, these thoughts were so irrational. This is crazy where the thoughts were going, because
Based on irrational fears,
Yeah.
illusions.
and sometimes you make up stuff in your head. So you make something to be way bigger than it really is.
Worst case scenario.
You add extra bits to whatever event happened and you make it far worse, right?
You blow things out of proportion.
Yeah, and then sometimes what you might find is not only that your thoughts were irrational, but you might even, and this is a really good thing, you might actually laugh at yourself. You might laugh at those thoughts and think, hang on a minute, that is so ridiculous. I mean, I can't believe I let myself go that far. It's crazy. And then you'll laugh, and that's a really good way as well, because then you realize that you're not identifying with it, you're looking at it and you're laughing at it.
You're finding it amusing.
And that's how life should be.
It
Be
should
light-hearted.
be light-hearted about everything. You realize that this world is just one universal play of consciousness, and you are a child in this beautiful universe, here to experience the magic and the joy of it all, and take everything light-heartedly.
And when that happens and you realize that all of this was irrational and ridiculous, but you're not beating yourself up about it, you're just kind of laughing at it and saying, part of human nature, and that's where the mind goes sometimes, it's fine. That's when you can reset yourself. And now you've given it a different meaning. You're no longer immersed in it. You're no longer owning it. You're actually looking at it from almost like a different perspective.
Now you're at the level where you can rationalize it.
That's it. You can rationalize it. And so that's the reset. That's when you think, when suddenly you've given it a new meaning and it no longer holds the power that it did before. So once it no longer holds that power, it no longer controls you. So your thoughts and feelings no longer take over and control you. You can now step outside of it and shift your attention and focus on something that's going to make you feel good. And something that's going to make you move up that emotional tone scale. How did you know I was going to say that?
Because that's what we're all about, isn't it, guys?
So that's a reset. Now, it doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. And you can pivot. You can go from feeling awful to feeling good quickly. It doesn't happen in all circumstances, and we're not saying that this is what should happen all the time, but there are moments when pivoting has happened. And I've experienced it where I went from a lot of physical pain and some emotional pain to actually feeling incredible gratitude and love. And it was such a fast shift that I was in floods of tears, because it's almost like I didn't know what was happening. Why is it 1 minute I was feeling so bad and the next minute I was feeling almost euphoric? And so it can happen where you have this. Now that sounds a bit dramatic, but you can have something to a little more subtle than that happening, where you just decide, you make a decision, because
success is a decision away.
Exactly. And your choice of how you want to feel is a decision away. And once you choose to pivot and feel better and no longer give your attention to those thoughts and feelings that was making you feel horrible, then you are now vibrating a better signal out to the universe. As you know, if you vibrate a better signal out into the universe, you will draw in
circumstances, situations, people and events that are going to serve you to your highest good, to make you feel good, because you put out that good signal out to the universe.
Another way to pivot is to shift and reset yourself, is to even say out loud, I'm willing to let this go. Not I can, because at that moment in time it might feel impossible. Yeah. Have you had that when the feeling and the thoughts are so intense and somebody says, just feel good now? You can't do that.
Frustrate me, that would anger me even more. And that's happened to so many people, because they're resisting their emotion. They're not ready to let it go yet, you see.
You get to a place where you are just willing to let it go, because that's a bit more gentle than I'm going to let it go and I'm going to do this and I'm going to feel good. So just saying I'm willing to let this go is a very good first step.
Yes.
In terms of resetting yourself, moving onto that path of feeling good. And there's one more step that you can do when you're going through those emotions and your thoughts and feelings are negative and not making you feel good in the body because you're feeling stressed or anxious or upset or angry. One thing you can do is write things down. So when you write things down and say, I'm willing to let this go, so not just saying it out loud, but actually writing it down, keep having a little journal, say, these thoughts and feelings, first of all, how are they serving me? What can I do to let them go? Is it possible I could let them go? Do I want to let them go? Could I let them go? And am I willing to let it go? So you're just contemplating the idea of letting those thoughts and feelings go. Just by doing that can create a little shift within you to begin to focus on something else. And then just work on that. Am I willing to let it go? And keep playing with that. Even if you don't feel it's going to happen right now, just do it the next day and the day after. And what you'll find is you'll slowly start to shift your thoughts and feelings into better emotions. So that's a slower way of pivoting, but the faster way of resetting yourself is when you've had enough, when you've got to that point of enough is enough and I'm done with this. So try those tips at home. If you find that you're noticing that your thoughts and feelings are escalating and you don't want to stay there for too long, and there's nothing wrong with feeling bad. Let me just say this, there's nothing wrong with feeling negative thoughts and feelings. It's absolutely normal as part of being human, right?
Embrace all the emotions.
Embrace all the emotions. Don't fight it. Just allow that, okay, it's here, but where do I want to go now?
It takes self-awareness.
Yes, take self-awareness and just decide, am I going to stay here forever, or for a few weeks, few days, or few hours? How long do I want to be in this place for? And because it doesn't feel good, you probably don't want to be there for too long,
Exactly.
right? But at the same time, you want to feel that emotion. You don't want to
Resist it.
Yeah, you don't want to resist it.
You don't want to suppress it and resist it and say, I shouldn't be feeling like this, but I feel like this. I hate that I'm feeling like this. Oh, why is this stupid emotion in my body right now? I'm supposed to feel good. That is all resistance, you see.
Yeah. So the key thing with this is observing. Practice, and this is a practice being the observer of your thoughts, so that just imagine as if you're stepping outside of your body, you are just free and liberated and feel really good, and you are the person, you are this soul, this energy that is looking back at this physical body and just observing, like you're observing a movie. You're not in the movie, you're just observing it, right?
Yes.
So remember to practice that, because that is key in allowing those emotions to play through in your body, that they can be released and let go. And that's all I want to say. Anything else you would like to add?
So in other words, what I want to say is you're shortening that refractory period. You're not taking months and several months and years to marinate those negative emotions. If the negative emotions are stored long enough in your body, that's when it starts to manifest illnesses and diseases. So you don't want to be storing these negative emotions. You want to be embracing it, using the techniques that Minal shared, and that will help to release and let them go and flow out of your body. And you're back to feeling great again, and you've trained yourself to do this. You've trained your self-awareness skills, and before you know it, you start to feel gooder and gooder and better, and that's how you have
gooder and gooder and better and better.
Yes, exactly. So I hope that was a cute little inspiration for you. I hope you understood how to reset yourself, and these tips and techniques helped you out next time you feel bad. And hit the subscribe button, hit the like if you love this video, and we will see you on the next video.
Bye for now.